toilet flush.
Cool.
I think it's working this time. Didn't work before, I don't know why.
I don't know, I'm not on.
Remind me to phone tile place about our grout.
You said they were going to do it tomorrow.
Did they?
That's what when you rang, they said they were going to deliver it Monday.
Oh, okay. Don't remember that.
Yeah, you rang them.
And what's that? It's back tomorrow with the wall, isn't he?
Yep.
I might get that gun and elastic those edges, I think. Oh, there's still a bit of light.
It's in the laundry.
What is it?
The gun and the elastic
Okay. The back door, no shit.
on the chest of drawers.
Okay.
What do you have to get from the shed? What do you have to get from the shed?
Standing on to cut the ends of the shoots.
Oh.
Some of the hello. I don't know.
There's someone there. No. all the typing there, can you bring it, please? Pardon me.
Painter's tape. Might be sticky. I'm going to pass my camera down to him and I'll do the job I'm doing. Okay, cool. I'm pretty sure they can see that. Now I'm going to need a chair.
You want that blue stool?
Oh, that'll do, yeah.
Or a chair?
Blue stool will do. Are you right?
Yeah, I have to move. There's still bits off it.
Oh, okay. Right.
Eggerson's in the room.
What?
Eggerson. Hammond.
Oh, so Gday doing for me?
I think he can hear you.
Okay.
He's asking what you're doing.
I'm celasticing. I put these new boards on, well, old boards. It only came up to here, and these old weather boards came off the old kitchen area, so I've put them on here. But I need to flush up and trim these gaps between, because it'll waterproof it. Also looks better. Now I'm going to disappear around the corner. Well, partially. So not exciting, but what you're seeing is all the gaps that were between the boards they put on now filled in, so it'll waterproof it. So around the side, I'll wait about 20 minutes, then I will run my finger up and down to get a smoother finish. That's what I've been doing. I shall show you, eggers, if you're still there. They've started finishing the coat that is the final coat. You'll see that that is just a plastered wool with a primer paint on it. And then around here, that's the finished coat. Looks really cool actually. It's called texture coat. And all the back patio has been done. But he's back tomorrow to keep going. Got a lot more to do. But we'll get a fair bit done tomorrow. The weather's been pretty good. Today's pretty good. It's only like 25 degrees. So I shall put my tools away, like I should do. And I'll be back. Pass you this chair now. Stool. Yeah, is that tape any good?
Yeah, I've used it. I'll just put it in the laundry.
Okay. Some things only can be done with a finger.
You must have said something wrong, JP.
Why?
Because you said his last comment didn't show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, YouTube's, or whatever. Yes.
Some comment about the finger, I imagine.
I don't know, because it's not, it didn't even let me approve it, so I don't know. Plus, anyway, he's got a wrench.
Okay, that'll do. Nothing fancy, but does the job. We're going to close the shed up. Anything else you want out of there?
No, thanks. Oh, you had to do with a man in a wig doing the manual labour. I'm have to bring the phone up because I don't know if you can hear me because he's got the phone down there. Actually, our wasteland, we've got a lot of bush hammers.
What?
Nothing, I'm just talking to him until you come back. We've got a lot of bushland that catches fire very easy all around Australia. Well, you've got a wrench, JP, so I don't know why it didn't let show. It didn't even let me approve anything. Can't wait till all this is done. Cleaned up, pavers, decent stairs instead of me having to try to navigate these damn things. Just lucky I'm good. Except that bottom one's a doozy.
think, right?
Yep.
Sort of all the gaps.
Let's inspect the work, people. Mel, what do you think? Mel's your offsider, your foreman.
She didn't see what it was like before. There's only gaps, but what it does, it waterproofs. This whole area here was bare timber. So we took the old boards from the kitchen, but there was gaps.
There you go.
Right.
I'll take the key in.
Help my lady up. And
Yeah,
our temporary stairs.
I can't stop halfway. I've got to do it more than one go.
Job done.
Hammers was surprised at how much of our country's on fire.
Yeah, actually Stirling Ranges, the hills we see.
Yes.
The fire's breached, fire breaking, they're heading down the hills. Hello Mel.
And JP's in there.
Hello JP. I know that,
Here comes the elf.
the what?
Mel said, here comes the elf. I've got my bells on my ankle.
I meant to do that job for a week after I put the boards up, but I just forgot. And then I'm sitting there thinking there's a bit of light, so I'll go and do it. Yeah, it's incredibly dry everywhere, JP. We've got 2 major fires in the hills here, and just like everywhere in big cities, everyone builds into the hills. Hello, Buttercup.
Yeah, we've got fires every year, you're right, JP, but this year's been like out of control everywhere.
And we've lost too many people.
One lost too many, but we've lost 9. 2 of them were firefighters. Just before Christmas too.
Yeah, 2 young blokes, well, 30 odd years of age each, with families. It's terrible.
Oh, Buttercup, you should get a question ready because Hammers is in here and he's pretty quick with and pretty clever with getting things right.
Yeah, with Hammers here we've got no hope.
We've got no hope. So Buttercup, polish up that question. Yeah, there has been a bad year here.
Well, the heat here, JP, has been extraordinary.
I mean,
we haven't had just a couple of days. We have 2 months of it. November and December have been the hottest on record by a staggering 10 degrees extra every day, which is everything. I was doing a bit of grinding on the steps out the front.
and usually I'm standing there with the hose ready.
Yep.
But I went inside for 1 minute.
And front yard caught on fire because everything is just tinderbox. Into smart cities. Well, a smart city Hammers in the future, unfortunately, is going to be underground. That way you can keep the temperature at a moderate temperature of say 23 to 24 degrees. That is the forecast. Big cities will be built underground.
I mean, fires are coming into the suburbs. It's just people being so vigilant that if a house catches on fire, everybody's out with the hoses till the brigades get there to try and protect everyone else.
You can't put a house fire out with a house hose there.
No, but wet the surrounding area and the next door's yard.
Buttercup has a question. Oh, Hammers, stand by.
Hammers, stand by. Buttercup has some doozy questions. She gives us 1 question per stream.
Which I've only got 1 of, correct? You're looking for me, that looks a lot better. I don't need to do the rest, even though it look a bit darker, that's just dust.
That's dirt.
We had, the wife made roasted vegetables tonight and they were yum. Kind of easy one, yeah, all of them kind of easy. Difficult easy.
We have to read it to me. Just out of the room for a sec.
Stand by. The question is about a retractable tongue. Oh, JP. We've met JP, and he has, you know, the lead singer of Kiss? He's got a reasonable length of tongue, but JP, he can actually finish his beer off without bending his head on the table. It really does enforce the fact that there are lizard people amongst us.
What was the question?
Mel's going to say it now. Disgusting. Oh yes, we've met JP. Handsome devil he is, pole dancer on the Gold Coast. Didn't want to tell you that, but... Oh yes.
Yep, he's a cutie.
No, in Sydney.
And
He
Mel,
flew down from the Gold Coast to meet us. No expense spared.
and we've met Mel.
Japanese high-tech toilets use what to clean your bum?
One of those
Bidet?
bidet things. One of those hoses, a hose. No,
And one time in the future, Mel, JP will be coming to WA. We'll probably tie it in with a trip, maybe both going over to Thailand. Sawadee Cup. I'm grossly obese. I'm being forced into clean living. Oh dear. I'm pretty sure the Japanese use bidet, but in Australia we just say g'day. A bum gun. That sounds painful.
let's see, what is that question?
Japanese high-tech toilets use what to clean your bum? Well, it's water.
Jono's close.
Bidet. A bum gun. Well, we've seen heaps of them even in Australia. They've got a little handle like your garden hose, and you point it between your arse cheeks to get that shiny, you know, clean.
Yep, water comes out of it.
To look at. I know Buttercup's going to say, no, Japanese use watermelon wedges. Good clean.
Hey Leroy.
Hello, Leroy.
Toilet fairies.
So the main excitement of the video is finished. This siliconing of the little gaps between a board and the wall is finished.
So is it like in a car wash? You know those fluffy things that go round? What do you call them? You know
Those fluffy things that go around.
that when you wash in a car, when you take your car
Are
for a car
they
wash.
called Zia brushes?
Hey Chamo.
Hello, Jamo.
Is that close, Buttercup?
Buttercup's not telling us anything. I reckon it's just a bidet gun, which I would never use. I'm not sticking a water chute up my clacker. It's not happening.
No. So it's no to what I said, those like sponge things. So it's like a water gum.
Funniest thing to watch. Well, you don't watch
it comes out of the toilet. You don't even have to touch it with your hands. Is that right, Buttercup?
Well, it's
it
called
actually,
a bidet.
it comes where the water would come out. This thing comes out.
But you get Indonesians who just have a hole in the ground. Like most of the people in the world, they only have a hole in the ground to do their business. You get some strange look on their face when they come to Australia and they go to the toilet and they come out with this look on their face like, man, that's weird. In other words, they're not used to sitting on a toilet.
Well, the toilets in Germany, the toilet seat actually rotates. As soon as you get up, I'm not sure, Mystic, where it comes out. I reckon it's hands-free. Yeah, it's hands-free. It comes out, you know when you flush your toilet, well here in Australia, well, all toilets flush the same, don't they?
Well, no, ours
The
goes around the
water-
opposite way.
The water comes out the top, but a little thing comes out and automatically squirts. But in Germany, the toilet seat, as soon as you get up, rotates.
What?
Did you not notice that? Well, some of the ladies' toilets do. Certain parts
When
of
you
Germany.
say rotate, what do you mean?
You know the seat, it goes around and
Yeah.
it's half of it, it goes in something, cleans the seat and comes back out and stops for the next person to sit on a clean toilet seat.
Gee, that's getting a bit high tech, isn't it? I'll be right back.
Not water or air. So it's not water or air.
It's a small samurai.
Useless fact number 758. Japanese toilet paper must dissolve within 100 seconds when exposed to water. Okay. So, Buttercup, you're saying it's not water or air. So, does the toilet paper automatically come out and wipe you? You find some good questions, Buttercup. Come on, Hammers. Coca-Cola. Yeah, that cleans anything. I'm going to sneeze. Ew. Bless me. Beer. A cloth.
What's the answer?
No, I don't know.
Well, if it's not air, which wouldn't do any good, it would have to be water. If it's
No.
not water, what is it? A small team of Japanese technicians that come up and say, "Don't move, we clean asshole. Yeah,
Well,
it's good. Go, good to go."
the sumo wrestlers have a bum cleaner. Did you know that?
Well, they probably can't
And
reach round.
and it's an honour. That's what you've got to start doing before you become a sumo.
Oh dear. I like Leroy's answer. A belt sander. Hell, you got a shiny. Get rid of any roughage.
Nobody blessed me. Excuse me, room. I sneezed. Come on, I want some bless yous, please. I blessed myself.
Shamar's a bit crook. It's no good, mate. Maybe you get better.
I'm guessing I've used at least, thank you, least an acre of forest to wipe my ass over my, yeah.
What, don't you recycle them, Hannahs? Recycled toilet paper.
Okay, doesn't use water, doesn't use air, it's not a cloth coming out, it's not little men,
This is
doesn't take, thank you.
totally off subject, but in the Middle Ages, kings, queens and dignitaries of all types used to have a crapper, which was a hole in the wall with a wooden seat, and it would just go all the way down to the ground. Now there was a guy generally, and a girl for a lady queen, if you know what I mean, that would wipe their ass with cloths, even gently soaked in warm water so you didn't get it, ooh, that's a bit cold. But that was their job. They used to wipe the ass of the king and the queen.
I mean, did they?
And then they go down to the bottom and shovel all the leftovers off the ground and make it nice
clean
again.
the wall.
Well, they couldn't really clean the walls because some of the crappers, as you saw in Scotland, were 200 feet high.
I mean, did they ever do anything themselves back then? They even had wet nurses, for goodness sake.
I know Jono's stage name, Mel. Not sure whether I should tell you.
I give up, Buttercup. Because I can't. It's probably going to be something so simple.
Yes, it's an interesting stage name. That
Oh, Mel used to
JP
run a
uses.
pub. I used to work in a pub. I was a cook in a pub, believe it or not.
I used to drink in a pub.
Yeah, I did that.
I do from time to time.
I
Just
did
keep
that as
my
well.
hand in.
But I used to cook at a pub. Oh, I used to hate making oysters. Oyster Kilpatrick. Ugh. Or a blue steak. I used to hate it. Kind of like that Pope chair.
Make sure he's a he.
Mm.
Yes.
Think high tech. Well, I am. I'd like a thing spinning round. Will come out of the toilet and spin round.
Do you want to know his stage name, Mel? You haven't sort of got curious yet, which I'm a bit curious that you haven't got curious. It's an interesting stage name JP used for his strip club, male stripper as he is. Hello, Monchuchi.
Or quick, ask the question again to maybe Montucci knows the answer. Can you remember what the question was, Alan?
The question was, what do the Japanese clean their bottom with in their toilets?
And it's high tech and it's not air or water.
Wow, fancy that, a solid gold toilet seat for the Queen. She probably got on there and said, now we're talking. No, we won't mention it again, Mel. I won't refer to it again. We can just forget about it. No, the name, the stage name of JP. But no, that's okay.
Right, well, what is it?
She's not curious, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, she was busy talking.
No, she doesn't. She's married. She doesn't want to know. She doesn't want to go down that road. Know the stage name of one of the biggest hits on the Gold Coast. Still don't know what the answer to that question is, though. For me, it'll be water, but
I'm trying to think. Just a cloth. Baby oil.
ew.
Laser. What?
They use a laser to clean their ass.
How in the hell?
What about the daggy bits, Buttercup? How does the laser know where to hit and not to hit if there's a daggy bit in the way?
Waves.
That makes more sense to me, Monchichi. Some sort of sonic wave. Oh, job done.
Well, there you go. When we go there, I'll be looking for one of those toilets.
And I'll be avoiding them like the plague.
Yeah, free hair removal, yeah.
I always find it funny, people that use a bidet, all right, still got to wipe their bum. So why not just wipe your bum anyway?
Well, that was a good question.
Yes. And remember what Buttercup said 10 minutes ago? I have a question, but it's really easy.
Yeah, it
Go to your
wasn't
room.
easy. So how was your Christmas, Chamo?
Well, it sounds like he's been a bit crook. I haven't asked him what it is, but we know he's not pregnant. He's too old now. And that's another thing I don't get. It's just me, all right, ladies and guys, that do this. JP has to do it every week, of course. You know the, what do they call it? Wax, sack, back, and whatever they call it.
Crack.
Remember on that show? Yeah, crack, wax and back. Who in the hell gets that done? Not much has changed, Mel. I did show at the start of this video the texture coat that's the finished product on the outside. It's only a bit of it done. There'll be more done tomorrow.
Brazilian, yeah, they know the
Yeah, I don't get that.
wax crack.
Can you imagine someone sticking a strip of wax between your butt cheeks and then saying to you, I want you to bite onto this wood? Nah. The live dinner was just a quick video. It was Mr. Angel did all the cooking of roast potatoes, onions, sweet potato, pumpkin. It was yum. And I found a bargain reduced price mincemeat, so I made some homemade rissoles. You know, bit of bread, spices, herbs, onion, yum. We weren't going to have meat actually, but I decided to.
That's what I haven't seen for a while is Danny G. You must be going live at the wrong time.
No, she was flying to California to be with her family.
Oh, okay. You had pizza.
Did you make it yourself or did you dial Domino's? Yeah, no, when I was a kid, mince pies, Leroy, were mince as in fruit, but in Australia they call it mince meat, or you would call it ground beef. Normally I like to buy the 80-20 because I like a bit of fat in there. You can get it really lean down to bugger all. Unless you've got that fat content in there, you have very little flavour.
But
so
the
mince meat is ground beef.
But the Christmas mince pies are fruit.
Yep.
They're not meat anymore. But
That's right.
It's been fruit for, since I was young.
Mince pies when I was a kid were fruit pies.
With meat.
Dried fruit.
But now it's...
rind, which I never used to like.
It's just fruit.
In Australia, a lot of mince and beef chunks are used in pies. Americans call them pot pies, but we just call them pies. They have a bottom and a top pastry and a filling. Generally meat, could be curry, could be vegetable, could be chicken.
Them meat pies.
Just call them a pie.
Curry meat pie, or it'll say lamb meat pie.
The places I've been in this country alone, I could have probably made 1,000 videos of these country towns with the old bakery, and they all make pies differently. And I've got to tell you, most of the time they're magnificent. Some bakers I've met are like 80 years old, have been doing it since they were 16, and they're very good at their job. Yeah, leftovers are just a meal in the waiting. And turkey, for me, I like turkey dark meat. I don't like light meat because it has very little flavour. Dark meat tastes like beef.
I only like the breast of turkey.
Yeah, you like the breast, I like the meat on the legs because it's very similar to beef. You could blindfold some people and they'd say, oh, that's beef, but it's not. It's turkey leg. Actually, professional bodybuilders eat tons of turkey because it's got high protein, low fat, and build their muscles up. But we've been spoiled the last 2 days. It's only been about 27, 28 degrees, maybe 30, but cool. I'm sure Mel appreciates the change in the weather as well.
Trying filo pastry.
Filo pastry, you need quite a lot of layers, I imagine. Probably about 8 or 9. I like using short crust on the bottom of a pie and flaky or puff pastry on top. Well, I can tell you, I'm an ex-prison officer, Hammers, and in all the lockups around police stations where we'd pick up prisoners, they all had freezers full of only one product, pies. Generally just a meat pie or curry pies. And they would go through tons of them. They didn't want veggies. They didn't want any sort of a la carte meal, just give them a pie. So it's very common all around the world, I imagine, that that's what prisoners get to eat. I remember at the prison one time, we get to rotate positions and I was in the kitchen for a few months. Man, it's the amount of food. Still was pretty good. It worked out about $1.50 a day that the cook could feed each prisoner, 400 prisoners.
I opened the...
Oh, here we go. She's going to show you.
I opened the Bundaberg. This is a Bundaberg.
That's
Christmas
a
mince pie, but it's got fruit.
Yeah, Hammers would know what that's all about. And Leroy.
You can smell the Bundaberg in it.
Can you? Give me a smell.
When I opened the packet.
Oh yeah, it's quite strong with Bundaberg rum. It's a Bundaberg rum mince pie. taste test now.
Oh,
Very juicy.
crummy.
Yeah, just grab the
I-
tip for a second
can't.
and I'll shine it on your pie. There you go. That is a fruit mince pie. Yeah, it's probably about
It's a
2.5,
Bundaberg flavour.
maybe
Nice
3 inches across.
Nice pastry.
I like little apple pies myself. I've got a cigarette.
It's
So is it Bundabergy?
hang on a second, do this right.
Oh, yeah. Oh, this
It's
sounds
just kidding. I absolutely hate people who eat like that. It's nice pastry and it's quite moist.
Might have one with a coffee later. Well, I think we might toodle off.
We've just got 10 people in here and you're going to go.
Because I'm up to 50 minutes.
Well, don't you have to start another one?
Do you want me to?
Ask them.
I've got to shut this down because I have a limit on this Streamlabs. For some reason, around 52 minutes, it shuts everything down on my phone. Keeps going, but I can't see any
But
text.
then I have to, wow, that's strong.
I bet they soak the raisins in rum.
That is a really strong Bundaberg taste.
Alright guys, I am going to close this one and it'll be 5 minutes and I'll have another one running.
Because he loses the chat and then I have to read it to him.
So
It's too
the
hard.
chat will still go for a while.
Oh.
Mr. Gaines, it will until I kill it,
Mm.
but then I'll start another one. Alright, back shortly.